Hello everyone, I'm Marina and that's Sakramel School. A new trend, colored gel base coats. There are two common opinions. Some are fascinated with this product, while others absolutely hate it. In this video, we will discuss all the pluses and minuses, for and against, so make sure to watch till the end. Let's get into it. First, let's take a closer look at this product. We can see that it has got a thick base coat texture, just tinted. It will save up our manicure time, since there is no need to apply a color coating. All we need to do is to apply a top coat over this base coat layer. Our clients are happy, it's super quick, and the nails look really nice. This base coat gives the nail a porcelain look. Such a translucent, subtle mist. I find it quite interesting. We can create an ombre effect here. It's very easy to achieve since these base coats get perfectly blended in seconds. Everyone, even a beginner nail tech, can ace this ombre technique. Normally, this nail art is considered to be more advanced and requiring certain skills. Nowadays, there is a huge variety of color base coat shades. Initially, there were only neon colors. Then pastel collections were released, which are still one of the most popular shades out there. And with the advent of fall and winter, there are lots of warm, muted, and deep shades. It all seems great. A nice product, it saves up our time, but there are many nail techs who are opposed to using it. Let's find out why. The thing is that a base coat is supposed to protect a natural nail from colored pigment. If we think of regular nail polish, after removing it, we could often see that the natural nail got slightly stained with its pigment. That's why it is recommended to use a base coat before applying color. When we apply such colored base coats right on the nails, they may get slightly stained with them. In order to avoid that, we can apply a thin layer of a clear base coat first. It will get between the natural nail plate and the colored base coat and keep the nail from getting stained. Besides, colored base coats may not always provide that 100% wearability, like clear ones do. Due to the pigment, they don't bond with the nail surface that well. To avoid that, apply a thin layer of a clear base coat first. We remove such base coat with an e-file. And when we apply a base right onto the nail plate, there is a high chance to drill through the nail while doing a nail correction. So here, again, a thin layer of a clear base coat will help. It will protect the natural nail from getting damaged with the drill bit. Thick materials tend to bubble a lot, and those bubbles get out on the surface, which doesn't look pretty. A client may point it out, asking why the surface got all bubbly, and you will have to cover it up. So make sure to work carefully with thick base coats. Don't whip them too much. Use a thin brush instead. Base coats differ in consistency. There are liquid, self-aligning materials, medium consistency, and thick ones. We mostly have to deal with thicker base coat textures, and it's pretty hard to align such bases, especially if you are a beginner nail tech. So what they do is apply a thicker layer of the material, which eventually does not get cured well in the lamp. So I recommend you do the following test first. Apply a medium drop over some glossy surface, cured in the lamp, and then lift up the cured drop and check it from the inside. If there are any wet, glossy areas. If there are some, then you might not have cured it well. The recommended polymerization time for the colored base coats is not less than 1 minute when it comes to new hybrid lamps. Or you might have applied a too thick aligning layer. According to the rules, the alignment should not be higher than 1 mm, but when the nail plate is long, a tech will need more material. So there is a higher chance of it's not getting cured well. I call this a pie with wet filling. It looks perfect on the outside, but if we press on the nail surface with something sharp, we will see how it bends. And if we stab it, all the wet material will get outside. What it may result in: all those not cured material particles negatively affect the nail plate condition with time. Here, we can apply a clear base again. It will prevent the wet material from getting into the nail plate and damaging it. So even if a product manufacturer claims that their product can be applied without any clear underlays, I recommend you do your own thing. In order not to risk a client's nail condition, apply a clear base coat layer first. What are other minuses? We've already done a curing test. And now, let's test out base coat plasticity. Apply a medium layer over some glossy surface and send it to cure. Wait for the surface to cool down a bit, wipe off the tacky layer, remove the base coat, and start banding it. As a rule, colored base coats are very rubbery, which means that if we use them on long nails, they may sag with time, like this. There will be bumps on the surface, and the nail won't look as perfect as it used to. There are translucent and well-pigmented base coats. The pigmented ones, especially in darker shades or pastel ones with lots of white pigment, they don't get cured well. So make sure to apply such base coats in a thin layer. The next minus is that when we apply the material, we can see bald areas near the cuticle and around the nail perimeter. It gets translucent. Most of the clients don't like this effect. They want the pigment to be as dense as possible. In this case, we can apply additional thin layer to intensify the color. And the next issue is the coating removal. Lately, I've had a model with a thick colored base coat nail alignment. And I must admit that in order to remove that, I had to spend 40 minutes. So considering my gel coating removal experience, I wonder how much time it would take a beginner nail tech. Why does it happen? Well, such base coats are rather rubbery and they don't get lifted up well with a carbide or a ceramic drill bit. I had to use a few different drill bits, which got clogged and I had to clean them up. During the removal process, there is a lot of friction, which results in heating up the nail surface. And if your client's nails are sensitive, it will take you ages to remove this coating, bit by bit so as not to heat it up too much. Well, I can turn a blind eye to all the previous minuses, since I know how to deal with them. But this particular one is very questionable. A 40-minute coating removal doesn't make any sense. So this fact is the only actual minus for me. I plan to learn how to deal with it and try to find a proper drill bit. Those of you who have used such base coats, please let me know in the comments about your removal process. Probably I was just using the base coats that don't get removed easily. And there are other less problematic products. So please let me know. If you ask me if I plan to continue using colored base coats, I will say yes. Currently, such milky and camouflage shades are really in. So I suggest you vote in the comments if you are for or against colored base coats. Make sure to subscribe, and I wish you all beautiful manicures. Good luck. Bye bye.